area of low pressure right there, bringing some flood advisories there to Amarillo. We saw some tornadoes out here in the eastern portions of the Panhandle. This included Lipscomb and Hemp Hill counties out here northeast of Amarillo, crossing over into Oklahoma, and we've got that video coming up tonight at 10. Now zooming on down into areas just to the west of San Antonio. This is going to be in the Kerrville area, Kerrville being right there, and San Antonio right there. So you can see that nasty line of storms that has developed across northern Mexico, getting into Del Rio, Rock Springs, getting into Mason County. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect. We've also got another severe thunderstorm warning out here towards Uvalde County, it looks like, until about 10 o'clock this evening. So a nasty squall line has developed with this area of low pressure, and it's going to continue to march on off to the east in our general direction. So let's expand the view again, and you'll see this area of low pressure spinning right here over the Texas Panhandle. That's going to continue to drop on down across North Texas and the Red River, and as it does so, it's going to drag that cold front, which is currently located to the west of San Antonio, right into the Houston area, where the atmosphere remains very unstable just to the west. Now here locally in the city of Houston, we have something called a cap. And a cap is essentially, I want you to think about putting a lid over a pot of boiling potatoes. It keeps all that steam from rising up to the ceiling in your kitchen, right? Well, the same thing is happening right now in southeast Texas, and that may prohibit and or govern the strength of these storms as they move into the region. So something we're going to continue to watch very, very carefully. Let's take a look upstairs here. This is a look at the jet stream. You can see that big U shape here. This is what we call a trough of low pressure. And the area of low pressure is sitting pretty much right in the base of that trough. And as we put this into motion, you'll see that that trough is going to move right into North Texas. And look what happens out ahead of the trough. We have this splitting motion, or what we call divergence, out ahead of it. And you can see how one of the jet streams goes to the north. You have the subtropical jet stream going to the south, and look how it splits apart. That's what we call divergence. And again, we've explained this before. Think about putting, you're in a swimming pool and you try to push the water off the top of the surface. What happens? More water comes up from underneath. Well, the same thing happens in the atmosphere. If you split that air apart in the upper levels of the atmosphere, more air rises up underneath to replace it, and that rising motion takes the moisture with it. The higher in the atmosphere you go, the colder it gets. It condenses, forms clouds, thunderstorms, wind, and hail. So that's what we're going to be watching for. And the stronger that divergence is out ahead of it, the stronger these storms could be. So we've got a couple of ingredients in place to make it an active morning, but again, we're going to have to watch that cap very, very closely to see if it holds strong. If it does, these storms will peter out pretty quick as they make their way into the Houston area. But at least right now, we are calling for strong thunderstorms in the Houston area just in time for rush hour between 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next slide here. You see that trough of low pressure pushing on off to the east. Now let's take a look here at what we're looking at. This is more typical view of what you're used to looking at home. There's our area of low pressure to the north. It's going to cut right across the Red River here. As we put this into motion, you'll see that front sliding right into the Houston area. This is 6:30 in the morning, and you can see that nasty squall line out ahead of it pushing right into our region. So certainly a heads up, you're going to want to wake up extra early tomorrow morning, leave the house extra early. Travel tomorrow morning is going to be a mess here across the Houston area. And you know, if you're a longtime Houstonian, a broken sprinkler system is enough to cause gridlock in this place. So you add a lot of thunderstorms, we're going to have a very slow, long commute first thing in the morning. Now, this is going to kick on out of here as we go into the afternoon hours. And I think by the time we get to 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we could actually see a few peaks of sun out there. So something we're going to continue to monitor. As this area of low pressure pulls away, high pressure is going to build into its place. And boy, I'll tell you what, that is going to make for an excellent holiday weekend as Easter makes its final approach here heading into Sunday. So let's take a look at exactly what the Storm Prediction Center is looking at here. And we're talking, there you go, there's your Hoppy Easter, and that bunny there jumping up and down because he's just as excited about the sunny weather as I am. All right, here, this is brand new now from the Storm Prediction Center. What you see in the orange, this is a 3 out of 5, what we call an enhanced risk, and it does include some of our far northwest counties here in the Houston area. But you see what I see, and that is the vast majority of the worst weather should be to the north and west of Houston. But as we zoom in a little closer to Houston, you'll notice that Houston, unlike what we showed you at 4, 5, and 6 this evening, is now located in the 2 out of 5. Earlier this afternoon, it was a 1 out of 5. So the Storm Prediction Center has raised our probabilities of severe weather just ever so slightly for Metro Houston. So that's why we're going to keep a very close eye on this. And by the way, you don't have to go very far to the north and west. Columbus, just to the northwest of Waller, Montgomery, and Huntsville before you start running into that 3 out of 5, and that's the enhanced risk. This does include College Station. It includes most of Grimes County, includes all of Washington County out there towards Brenham, includes a little bit of Waller County, Austin County, and getting up into Walker County as well. So it's pretty close by, and that's why we're going to keep a very close eye on this as we go into the overnight hours. All right, let's move ahead. Clay is our producer. He's running my graphics for me, so thank you, Clay. Everybody say thank you, Clay. Okay, there's a look here at the severe weather watches right now stretching from Dallas to Austin, basically along and west of I-35, but I suspect that over the next couple of hours we're going to see more severe weather watches issued east of I-35. This likely will include some of the Houston area. Now, will it include all of the Houston area? Remains to be seen. But as you go to bed tonight, it's nice and quiet now, but boy, things are going to be rough and tumble first thing in the morning. So again, I can't stress enough, prepare for your morning commute. It is going to be slow. It is going to be wet. We're talking about everything on the table, from small hail, gusty winds, isolated tornadoes, and some ponding on the low-lying areas. Feeder roads, especially, I think, North Freeway, Tidwell, Parker, those are the first ones to go. So just a heads up on that as you make your way into the downtown area first thing in the morning. So again, nice and quiet here locally, but I am expecting severe weather watches issued for some parts of southeast Texas as we head to bed this evening. So here's a look at the future track. Let's go ahead and put this into motion. You'll see this is this is actually an old one, but go ahead here a little bit. So this takes us into 2 o'clock in the morning. You can see that squall line developing out to the west of College Station. Again, this is 2 o'clock. As we go into the 3 o'clock hour, it pushes through Brenham, Columbus, but look at this. By 6:30, it is Livingston, Huntsville, Cold Spring, Conroe, the Woodlands, Oak Ridge North, Humble, Tomball, Katy, Downtown, Midtown, Sugar Land, Missouri City, Stafford, Hobby, Pearland. You get the idea. Right along that 45-288 corridor, that's where the storms are expected to be between, say, 5 and 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe closer to 6 or 6:30, but it could arrive a little earlier, maybe a little later, but that is going to be prime time between 5 and 7 o'clock, and that's going to continue to push on off to the east. So we're talking San Jacinto County, Liberty County, Chambers County. This is going to be more of an issue for you, say, 7, 8, 9 in the morning. Then it pushes all the way. This is 10 o'clock, maybe a few scattered showers here locally, but the rough stuff will be over with by the time we get to the afternoon. So as we get into noon, this is 12 o'clock. There's the backside of the rain right there pushing into Liberty County, and it's nice and quiet here locally. Can't rule out a few scattered showers heading into the late afternoon. If we put this into motion one more time, there may be a little back building here as the storm system pulls away. Go ahead, Clay. There may be a little back building as the storm system pulls away. There you go, just quickly. But again, not going to be a big deal. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that. Once the main line of storms push us through, we're pretty much done with the strong to severe thunderstorms for the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend, because it's shaping up to be gorgeous as we get into your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, here's a look at the rain chances. So this takes us into 3 o'clock. You can see how they spike into the likely category, but look how quickly they drop once again. So by the time we get to 3 o'clock on Thursday, they drop down to virtually nothing. So the big rain that we're looking at, that 90% chance of showers and thunderstorms, really limited to the morning hours only. And then heading into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be absolutely stunning. So taking a look at Easter here, nice, 56 degrees at 7 o'clock, 82 degrees by 3 o'clock, with lots and lots of sunshine out there for your Easter Sunday for all those Easter egg hunts. Okay, here's a look at your 7-day outlook here. And again, once we get past tomorrow morning, the 90% goes away. We may see a peak of sun tomorrow afternoon. 70s, look at this, that northwest wind at 20 miles an hour. We could see gusts as high as 30 on Friday, so it's going to be a breezy day. Sunny on Friday, gorgeous on Saturday, very nice on Sunday and Monday. But look at this, more rain chances just in time for the middle part of next week, but we don't care, because it's not on the weekend, and we're tired of rainy weekends, aren't we? Yes, we are. Amen and amen. So that's what we have for you. Don't be surprised you get thrown out of bed first thing in the morning, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, especially in our western zones. Here along the I-45 and 288 corridors, we're thinking more like 5 to 7 o'clock, just in time for that morning commute. Of course, you can join the H-Town Rush Team first thing in the morning. Steph Simmons and Cheetah Craft will keep you guys up to date on weather and traffic, and the rest of the crew will do the same. All right, we're going to get ready for the 10 o'clock. We'll see you on TV. If you need a recap, you can join us then on Channel 11. We'll see you then. Bye, guys.